friend, Roger Christofferson here again with another first listen review. I'm going to do a little bit of babbling as always, but I'm going to do a little bit something different. I think maybe just try to keep these a little bit shorter. Tell me if you prefer that or not, and if you're new here and you like it, like, share, and subscribe to keep this music alive, like I always say, because we're always talking about bands that I grew up loving. Sometimes we talk about newer ones. Mainly we're talking about the bands that I've known and love and like to share my experiences with, and what I think of the new music. And sometimes we talk about old music. It's just where we get together to babble and just share our opinions. It's all it is. No right, no wrong. It's just what it is. And this week I got a few different ones. I couldn't decide what I wanted to talk about. There's actually a few good ones this week, finally. It's been a rough year for new releases, but we got a few. And today I'm talking about David Gilmour and his new live album called The Luck and Strange Concerts. This is in companion with the movie that came out here. It was just previewed last, I guess it was in August, called Live at the Circus Maximus. Completely different things, though. That movie is one show. It's going to be released, actually it's released today as well, on Blu-ray, DVD. I did not get that. We're talking about just the CD today, which is The Luck and Strange Concerts, which is a bunch of different tunes from a bunch of different concerts, the best of the best type thing. And that's what I just got done listening to. Haven't seen the movie yet. I would love to. Probably going to get it at some point. Not sure why I didn't get it now, but I was really excited to get the CDs, and wasn't paying close attention when we were ordering the stuff and realized I was just getting the CDs. But I will be getting the DVD. Probably won't review it, but I'll enjoy watching it for sure. But anyway, David Gilmour is one of these guys that I have loved forever, obviously with Pink Floyd and whatever, but his solo stuff, the reason I actually liked his solo stuff, is just dove in when it first came out, because Pete Townsend was involved with his earlier stuff, and of course David Gilmour did some touring with Pete, and Pete Townsend was one of my favorite artists of all time, so that's kind of how I came to know these guys when I was really young, and that kind of took me into Pink Floyd, which is kind of a funny way of finding them. But anyway, I did a review of his last album, The Luck and Strange album, and I really enjoyed that. I haven't gone back to listen to it a lot, but I have. It's just one of those ones that it's probably going to be a slow burn for me and grows on me every time I listen to it, which it has done so far. But I love listening to the live stuff. Yeah, I know there's a ton of it out there. This is not a must-have by any means. It's same of a lot of what he's already released with some of the new tunes from the Luck and Strange album. A little guest appearance from his daughter in there as well. But it's a lot of the same songs he's been playing for years and years and years. But somehow, some way, he always has a way of making them sound just a little different. There's a couple surprises on here too, but a lot of the same stuff that we've heard, a lot. I know I already said that, but for me, it was worth getting it. And for some reason, the sound quality on this one was really good. I mean, not that anything else in the past has been bad, but the guitars are really up front in this. His vocals are really up front, and the bass was crystal clear on this recording. And I never really paid much attention, to what was going on in the background with the solo stuff, because he's always up front and everything. But for some reason on this album, it really stood out. I don't know if it's what I was listening to it on or what, but that really stood out a lot. Some of the highlights for me on this were Fat Old Son. That one caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting to hear that one, and when he ripped into the solo on that one, for some reason that made me turn my head and hey, what's going on here? That's something I haven't really heard much of him do. Just the way he tore into it, really aggressive, and it's not something you hear from David too much, I don't think, anyway. But I'm looking at the set list here again, as I've already been listening to this for a couple days now. I noticed there actually are quite a few additions, and we got Black Cat, Looking Strange, of course, from that album, but it's got Marooned on here, A Single Spark. I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce this one right, but Vita Brevis, I don't know. I'm probably going to be corrected for sure in the comments. And then, of course, I mentioned the little guest appearance from his daughter there, Romany Gilmour, on Between 2 Points, which I remember when I first saw that video, I thought that was a really interesting song, very melancholic. I didn't know the song, I didn't realize it was a cover, but I really enjoy that version of it. I heard the original. This one, for me, is just leaps and bounds above that. It's just completely different styles, so I'm sure a lot of people like the original as well, but for me, this one really did. That's all that bands do. They take something and make it their own. That's exactly what David did with this one. And we actually have the Piper's Call on here, so I guess that's a little bit something I'm not used to hearing. Yeah, there's a few, I guess, in here. Now I'm looking closer. There's quite a few in here. We got Any Tongue, Boat Lies Waiting, Coming Back to Life on this one was amazing. Dark and Velvet Nights, of course, new one. And it ends with Comfortably Numb, and that, of course, that solo is just as epic as it ever was. For some reason, no matter what it is, when he plays that song, it just sends chills down my spine. The original recording, off the wall, obviously is amazing, but somehow, some way, when he plays it live, he still has that passion and fire. And he's just one of those guys, when you hear him play, you don't even have to know the song, you just know it's him. He's got that sound, and I've heard it from millions of guitar players, not millions, but a lot of guitar players, that the sound comes from the fingers, and no matter what David plays, what sounds he's using, he definitely has a distinct sound. He uses some certain things, a lot of delay and reverb a lot, but even when he's not using that stuff, you can still tell it's just him, even when he's playing acoustic stuff and little solos here and there. Even when he's doing like the pedal steel stuff, it's weird how he makes that sound like him. So anyway, my quick little rundown of that, because it's a very long album. This is like over 2 hours, I believe. Definitely not going to run through every little thing, but that was my quick little rundown of it. Loved it. I said it wasn't essential at the beginning of this review, but now that I'm looking at the song list even in a little bit more greater detail, I think it is an essential. So anyway, I'm ready for the next thing. Anytime David has something out, or anything Pink Floyd related, actually, I'm standing there waiting in line with my money in hand. So until next time, we'll see you.